And Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton joins us now. Ken, why do you want to push back against these restrictions that the mayor is imposing?
Well, it's the mayor and the county judge because they're in direct violation of what the governor put out in his executive order, and his executive order governs these restrictions. He's already restricted bars and restaurants to either 75% or 50% occupancy, but he said you cannot have restrictions on time. And so they kind of tried to sneak this in 2 days ago, and we're going to stop them because it's in violation of state law.
So Dr. Mark Escott is the Austin Health Authority, from the Austin Health Authority. This is why he says that these restrictions are necessary and backs up the Austin mayor doing this. If we take individuals who are exposed during Christmas gatherings and put them in bars on New Year's Eve and pack them together for hours, the projection is going to be overwhelming and happen very quickly. Are you choosing to say that that's not the case, ignore it, or are you saying it's just time to open businesses? What do you say back to the health official who says that?
No, first of all, my job is to enforce whatever the law is. These guys are making up their own law. They're not allowed under Texas law to do this. So they're just operating sort of on their own outside of Texas law. So my job isn't to decide what the best policy is. My job is to enforce the law. I tend to believe that individuals should be making their own decisions, and having curfews on restaurants is probably not going to make much of a difference. Even though this particular doctor may think so, I don't see how it would affect much of anything.
Interesting. The Texas governor, Abbott, says that this ban is illegal as well. This shutdown order by Austin is not allowed, he says, period. My executive order stops cities like Austin from arbitrarily shutting down businesses. The city has a responsibility to enforce existing orders, not make new ones. He, of course, is responding to the Austin mayor, who says this, Ken.
We have taken limited action to help us arrest the growth in cases. If we don't act now, businesses are going to suffer even more. Families will suffer, our way of life will suffer, and it'll take us exponentially longer to return to life that is normal.
Ken, I know that you have gone as far as to suggest that these leaders, such as the mayor of Austin, has contempt for Texans and the local businesses there.
No, I think he does, and he doesn't have the authority to do what he's doing. That's the problem here. It would be like anybody off the street saying, I'm going to make up a law for the rest of us to follow. He doesn't have the authority to do that when the governor has specifically set out guidelines for the entire state. Now, if he wants to go through the correct process and call the governor and say, hey, I think we should change this, and the governor decides to do that, that's how the process works, not just some local mayor deciding to make up new rules for his city, putting curfews on restaurants.
How far do you plan to go with legal action over these restrictions?
So obviously they filed this, they put this out on the 29th. We didn't know about it till yesterday. We're having to act quickly today. We'll take it all the way to the Texas Supreme Court if we have to. So we're on the path. We think in the end we'll be successful because the law is pretty clear.
Ken, as the Attorney General of that state, I know you love Texas. I know you love the people there. How badly has the economy been hit as a result of these restrictions?
It's been tough, and in certain groups, restaurants, hotels, the travel industry, it's been devastating, and it's sad for me to see that because people had no control over how it affected their jobs. And at some point, I think we're going to have to get back to the decision making being at the individual level based on people's own determinations about what's best for their health and their job and their situations.
It's quite something to watch as we wrap this year, 2020. Just got done with the segment where the doctor just got vaccinated. We hope more can get vaccinated. Ken, great to talk to you. Thank you, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year from Texas.
Okay. Leland.